Welcome to the greatest podcast you've never heard of, WJW TAW. I am Mr. Mediocre, he is Colin, and he is Batch, and we just want to talk about wrestling. And today, I'm going to piss some of you off. We're doing title belt editions.
You've already pissed me off because
What do
you
you mean?
hate the WWE belts and I love.
No, that's not true. We'll get there. That's not true, though. I just hate current WWE title belts. They've done so much better in the past. They've done so much better in the past, but we'll get there.
That is the spinner belt on there.
Yeah. We're gonna go in order here, and it does a long stretch of WWE title belts. Then it does like all the Intercontinentals and then the mid cards. We'll get there though. But we got a bunch of title belts we're gonna go over. I'll describe them if you're listening to the podcast. So if you haven't seen it in a while, you can kind of get a mental image. Or you can watch us on YouTube. We're going to have the video up on there. And I am going to absolutely sing the praises of some of these, and I'm going to drop other ones in the fucking trash. Who was the guy that dropped the European title in the trash?
Who was that?
Was it Midian?
I think it was.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Or it was
That's how they got rid of it. They just kind of got rid of it. They just threw it away.
I think it was Al Snow.
Might have been. We'll get there. Anyway, that's on the list too. We got European titles, NXT titles, we got New Japan titles, AEW titles. We even got some TNA titles, or Impact. I don't know if they actually say Impact. No, they actually say TNA. ROH, and then we got a few specialty belts. Not a fan of those, but we'll get to that too. But number one has to be number one. One of the most iconic world title belts in wrestling history, Ric Flair's big gold belt. I love this belt.
Classic.
Which one's that?
This is this one right here. I'm going to drop it right here in Godly S tier. It just epitomizes prestige and what a world title belt should look. Now, it's a little plain. It's just, when I say big gold belt, that's why they call it that. It's big and it's gold.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, it was the WCW title belt. Before that, it was the NWA World title belt. It was the one that Ric Flair took to WWE in 92?
And they pixelated because they couldn't even show it.
Well, now, but then...
No, even then, it was pixelated.
Really?
Yeah, every week.
Oh. But this is the belt of the real world champion.
So when Ric Flair was cutting promos with Bobby Heenan and Mr. Perfect, and he had the belt... They pixelated the belt because they couldn't show it because it was their belt.
No. I mean, Ric Flair owned it because he paid the money for it.
But still, it was.
I mean, if it's Ric Flair's belt, he should be able to have it.
When people think of that, they think of the NWA. So they just didn't show it on TV.
But I absolutely love this belt. To me, this is the golden standard. Pun intended, I guess. The measuring stick of what your title belt should try to be like. Now, don't copy it, but it needs to hold that look. This is what you should be fighting
WCW
for.
Belt.
It is.
It looks like the old WCW.
No, it is. No, it is. It absolutely is. WWE got this belt when they bought WCW and it became the World Heavyweight title belt.
Yeah, I know that.
But this is, to me, what a title belt should look like, because this is what you want to fight for. Some of the other title belts look awful, and we'll get to those, because they're on here. But this looks like something you'd want your name on. Agreed? Anybody?
Yeah, that's number one.
You think so? You think it's top tier? All right, now we're pissing people off, because number two here is the spinner belt. I greatly dislike this spinner belt.
I'm inspired. I was never a fan.
See, I agree. I think it's... Now, okay, to me, there's two different versions. There's the actual spinner one that I hated it. And then there was when it stopped spinning, and it was just kind of a solid piece. And that was better. Now, the fact that it just says champ on it with a big logo, and that's mostly what I hate about it. It's a big logo. Not
that is the tightest belt.
Oh my god, dude, it's so bad, Colin. Why do you like it?
Do not uninspire that. Put that up to at least mediocre. That's like one of my favorite belts.
So I'll concede mediocre if we're talking about the one that doesn't spin.
I will consider mediocre if it was the Miz's variant one. That one actually popped me.
The what? It was upside down?
Yeah, he took the W upside down.
Yeah. Get the fuck out. You toss that shit in the trash. You toss the one that Edge put the R in the middle right in the fucking trash.
Oh,
that shit is gross. Right. Now, when he finally stopped the spinning and welded it in place, it was fine, but to me it still looks like corporate bullshit on the front of a title belt. So if we're talking about the one that doesn't spin, I'll take it up to mediocre. Here I come. Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Technical issue.
Can you still hear me?
Oh, there he is.
There you are.
You hear me now?
I'm just making. Yeah. We're good because I keep coming up on the mic. So I keep coming up.
Yeah.
So it might be my Mogwai.
I don't hear anything coming out of you though.
No.
Until you speak, I don't hear it. No echo,
you're
nothing.
Good. You sound good.
Okay.
All right, we netted that shit out. But yeah.
All right, cool.
Back on topic.
Yeah, we're good.
So, agreed, mediocre if it doesn't spin?
Fine.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. But
would you rather have the spinning one, Colin?
Yes, I love the spinner, bro.
God, I hate it so much. You know, the worst thing is, and I don't even know if it's on this list, I think it is, the one that he replaced with this god-awful abomination was the undisputed title belt, which was a great belt. Not as good as the belts they replaced, but, you know, can't win them all, I guess.
But
all right, so the next one is where I'm going to start getting fucking angry, is the Universal WWE title belt. The red one on this picture. Take the red, take the blue. I don't really care which color. Yeah, it's just a big WWE logo on a red or blue strap. It is... to me, it's the epitome of being lazy. Like, they didn't even fucking try on this belt. Batch, what do you think? You got something to say?
They're all this fucking same design. That's
exactly what I'm saying.
They're interchangeable.
That's my point too.
The men's title and the women's title are completely interchangeable.
Oh my god, get this guy the fuck out of here. So I'm gonna grab both of them. Set them next to each other. So you have strong feelings then, Colin. If you paid money for that.
Yeah, I like the belt.
You do. So where would you put it? We'll talk about yours first. The black strap OG.
I got the black strap OG.
Yeah, where's it going?
I'm gonna say beautiful. That's one of my. This is.
Ooh.
If it was a one and done design, if that was the only one that looked like that, then I would maybe put it. I would agree.
I could agree with that too. You know, if they did this one and the World Heavyweight title and the women's titles were different looking and they didn't have the same copy and paste, I'd agree with that.
I mean, I'm sorry that this is the modern belt. I'm sorry. What do you want?
I want variety. I want there to be words there. I want there to be something that lets you know that this guy is a big deal, other than the fact he holds the WWE logo.
But that's the thing.
You know, if you look at the World Heavyweight title, it says World Heavyweight Championship on it.
No, you said it last week.
What'd I say?
You were like, you said every world champion, especially the heels, change the belt to.
No, not every. No. I say only a heel should ever change the belt to get more over as a heel. When a face changes the title belt, to me, that's ridiculous. Like when The Miz did the Upside Down M, which was, you know, not that much different, but it was a little something. Or when Edge put the R in the middle. Or, I'm drawing a blank. Daniel Bryan did the wood recycle belt.
Yeah.
That shit made people mad, and it got them over as a heel, which you're supposed to make people mad if you're a heel. But when John Cena takes his spinner belts, or Stone Cold does the Smoke and Skull belts, like, I don't like that because you're a face. Like,
but do you not understand? John Cena and Stone Cold at those times in their career were fucking the top of
Yeah, I mean, they were top of the
world
mountain.
shit.
100%. They were the top of the
Yes.
mountain. And
I can see why it's a good idea from a marketing point of view because you can market the shit out of
That's
that
what
and
I'm
sell
saying.
replica belts and make it
It's
into
money.
toys and
it's
all.
fucking money. It's always money. Of course, it's about money.
Bro, I want a smoking skull belt. I want a
Really?
smoking skull
Ugh,
belt.
I hate it.
Yes.
I hate it so much. And I'm really glad they didn't do the Brahma Bull belt for The Rock. Oh, it was so bad.
I mean, they didn't do it, but I could buy it.
I think they made one, but it never got on TV. Like, they never used it. But it was made. I mean, they made the prop for the Fiend's gross face belt.
Okay, Colin, we'll make
That is true. They did.
We'll
They
make
did
that.
do that.
We'll make that one. We'll make that belt beautiful, but we'll throw every other one of the same design in the trash.
Fine. I'll agree with that. This, though, yeah.
Ooh, I don't know about
garbage.
that. I don't. No.
No. Red belt is garbage.
Bro, the red one goes hard.
I hate it. The red belt. I like the blue belt more,
All right,
which
toss
is
it.
on
All
this
right,
list.
I'll concede to that. Toss those in the trash. Go down a little bit on there, bro. I can't see all the belts.
Yeah. Oh, no, because I don't want them.
He doesn't want-
This is
he
my
doesn't want to
stuff.
spoil.
Oh, you're hiding.
We got some
Right, we're hiding
surprises.
a See, the next up, though,
Okay.
is one that I'm not sure
Bro.
about.
Is that
It's
the
the
OG
ECW.
ECW?
The OG
Is that the
ECW
OG?
title belt.
That's godly.
Now, you think
Godly.
Oh,
Godly.
dude, I'm the old man in the room. I was there for ECW. I was at an ECW show, best show I've ever been to.
Oh.
So yeah, that's
Was
a guy.
New Jack there?
He was, and the place fucking erupted because no one thought he could get across the border.
so?
I've never been a pop that loud. And then when Enter Sandman hit with the Sandman, because we didn't
Oh,
think Sandman was going to be there either. Oh, best
Enter
show.
Sandman hits. I mean, the guy is, for the most part, only an entrance.
Yeah,
Dude, I love
he's an
Sandman.
attraction. Like, and it was a TV taping too, because I was on TV for 4 weeks, like almost like near the center, right in the middle.
Oh, so they recorded 4 shows?
Yeah.
Wow. So you're
Yeah.
both saying godly on ECW title.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah. 100%.
Okay. I mean, I like it.
If
I
you're,
don't-
okay, but if you're okay.
I don't dislike it at all.
These are the godlies, and these are the ones that need to be up there. The OG WCW, the OG New Japan, the OG ECW, the OG WWF, the whatever.
Well, we got a
the
few
first
WWF titles.
were.
Yeah.
We'll get to
Okay,
those. We
well-
got a few of those.
Okay.
Like this one, the next one is my personal, probably my favorite title belt ever. And that's the not the Wing Eagle, the Globe Attitude Era
Championship
WWE
belt.
Championship. The round one that debuted after WrestleMania 14, after Stone Cold won it from Shawn Michaels. I love this belt. I'm not sure
That's a
exactly
god
why. It doesn't have a nameplate or the side plates or anything. It's probably because they hot potatoed the piss out of it during the Attitude Era.
Dude, probably
But-
yeah, because
You know, like, what
That
was the
thing
longest title reign in WWE's, late 90s? Like, 6 months?
Stone Cold.
If that.
Stone
Like,
Cold, yeah, like 6
Was
months.
it 6 months, though? Like, the longest? Like, no one had it for very long. They hot potatoed the shit. Undertaker had it, then Stone Cold had it, then Kane had it for a night, and then Mick Foley had it for a little while, then The Rock had it, then Mick Foley, then The Rock, then Mick Foley. They bounced it back and forth by themselves for a little while.
Well, that's because
And Triple H got into the game. Like, they went back and forth all the time. But I love this belt. To me, this is a wrestling belt. A big champion of the world. It's right in the middle of it. I love it. And it's not too big. It's not too small, because they've done that too. Love this belt.
I wish I heard that more.
What?
It's not. It's not.
Not too big or
it's
too
not
small?
Yeah,
You just got to find yourself a smaller woman, I guess.
I know.
So, all right. You in agreement?
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect. I love that belt. The next one we got is the current, not the original, the current NXT champion. And I think it's a huge improvement over the original. I did not like the original belt. This one, though, I like a lot. Really?
Uninspired.
Oh, I think
Get
it's
it out of
beautiful.
Mediocre.
Shit is
This one,
garbage.
you can see this?
Throw it.
This
No,
guy?
Fuck that. Throw it away.
Nah, I
Toss
think
it
you're full
in
of
the
shit.
trash.
This guy's full of
Trash it.
shit.
Trash it.
I'm-
Why don't
I'm
you
up
like
with
it?
that.
Garbage.
Why don't you like it, Colin?
Garbage.
You
It's
gotta have
too
more to
bright.
it.
I don't like
Too
it.
bright?
It's too bright. Too bright.
It's less
I don't
bright
like
than
it.
your spinner belt. You love that piece of shit.
Bro, the spinner belt is beautiful. And
Ugh.
it glows and everything. That's
It
what it was
doesn't
supposed to
glow.
do. That's too much gold.
Too much.
I want more.
smaller
I
in
want
size, I
more color.
believe.
I want more color.
How much?
I want
I mean,
more
okay,
color,
so that's something. Excuse me.
NXT, you're black and yellow, right?
Yes,
Make it
yeah.
like
That's
black
something.
and yellow. Make it look like a bumblebee or some shit. That's tight.
What the
It goes
fuck?
hard as fuck.
So that's something that I have a little bit of complaints about. Is some of these belts are too colorful. Like honestly, I think the ECW title belt's a little too colorful.
Too colorful.
Right. You got the reds and the yellow or the golds and the blues, and it kind of clashes and the black in there. I don't know. I'm not
Those
a huge
are
fan
all
of it.
extreme colors. They're
Sure.
all
And
extreme colors.
if anything, the belt should be the hardcore title belt, not the ECW title belt. Like I'm really shocked
That's
that
a godly
ECW
one.
didn't have
If we ever
the
ever
WWE
get
like
up
hardcore
there-
style belt. I don't think the hardcore belt's on this list. It's not.
That's garbage. Does it have the OG FTW one?
No. Nobody cares
The
about that. It doesn't have the $1 million
ECW?
one either. Like those like weird like personal belts are dumb.
Hook makes
The
Hook's
Oh, wait,
making
wait,
that belt mean something.
I
Yeah.
doubt it. So, Batch,
Yeah.
how do you feel about the NXT title belt?
I'm a fan of the other one. I'm not a fan of this
The
one.
original one more?
Yes, it's iconic
Really?
for the era.
Wow.
Garbage.
I'm in the minority here.
Because I equate this to the NXT 2.0, and NXT 2.0 is trash.
It came out before that.
Yeah, but it's still kind of equate
Isn't that a
to
rainbow
It
belt?
came out before this. No. They came out before this because they came out with all new title belts. The tag, the women, the NXT, all of them. Because this is right when Paige got outed for all of her sexcapades. And then she was like jerking
Oh,
off
that's
Del
right.
Rio onto
That's
the women's
right.
belt.
Oh, that's
So they
right.
just kind of like redid all of them. Because the old women's one was like pink and diamonds and a little too flamboyant, in my opinion, for a world title belt. But that video came out with her jerking a dude off onto it, and they're like, let's get rid of all these belts. So they got rid of all of them, and everyone got a new title belt. I know, what a story. Like, I would have loved to have been in WWE headquarters when all this was coming out, and they're going, God damn it, Paige. You can't just go jerking
it's
dudes
so
off on our
funny,
title.
bro. I mean, you can. You just have. You
Please
just can't put
don't.
it on the iCloud.
Yeah,
Don't
please
do it
don't.
on the cloud.
I never could look at Xavier Woods
You-
the same way again.
I'll tell you what, though. After
Poor
all that
Xavier.
came out and they cold opened SmackDown with Xavier Woods in the middle of the screen and Big E and Kofi on the other side looking very disappointed, and he
Yeah.
was like, I mean, my only disappointment in him was that Greg Maddox is in the room.
Yeah.
Not Greg Maddox. Brad Maddox.
Brad
Greg
Maddox.
Maddox.
Greg Maddox is a baseball
I was
player.
like, Greg Maddox.
Brad
The pitcher
Maddox.
was there. Why was he there?
Oh, fucking Brad Maddox. What an asshole.
Next belt.
Anyway, next belt.
Oh, by the
Um,
way, the
I'm leaving it
European.
mediocre since
Fine.
I love it and you guys hate it. Is that
Do
fair?
it. That's fine.
Right. That's fair.
That's
All right,
fair.
so this belt, the
That's
next
fair.
one,
That's fair. That's fair.
Is the greatest belt WWE has produced in the last decade.
That's a beautiful belt.
Is the UK or the NXT UK Championship belt. It's the same shape, but hell, look at that. It's a different design and it is a banger.
I would put that a
Nobody
beautiful.
watched.
It doesn't mean as much, but it's a gorgeous belt.
It doesn't mean as much. But this is Walter's belt.
hmm
And
We're putting that at Godly.
look at this design.
I mean,
it's
a
so good.
tight,
It's got the
it's
same
a tight
like
ass belt, but
it's the same, what is it, Pentagon shape like, but the design of it with the, what is it, like horses and lions, and it's very, like, very
Yeah, it's tight as
King
fuck.
Arthur
It's
style design. It's
I think we should
beautiful.
equate it
Okay.
to what they mean to history
it's
as well.
not
when ranking.
Godly. Yeah.
Well, I mean, so if that's the case, it's got to come down a notch, and it breaks my heart to do it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
But to me, it's
That's
better.
a beautiful place right
so I
there.
gotta put it like that.
That's cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
Which reminds me, I
Yeah,
gotta do
I'm
this.
fine with that.
yeah, that's cool.
and this. Anyway,
Are you that OCD that you have to rank them by?
It has to be, because if to me there would be a lot more.
This is gonna be a
choices
9-hour show.
We're moving along.
Right.
We're down to 2 rows now, so it's not going to be that long. But anyway, I absolutely love. If anyone who doesn't know what the NXT UK title belt looks like, it's in your best interest to look this shit up.
Mhm.
It's defunct now, right? They don't, because that show's dead, and they haven't started over with NXT Europe.
Yeah, not yet.
Hopefully they keep the same belt, because it's glorious.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the best belt they've done in well over a decade, because the spinner belt blows. Fucking fight me. And I hope they bring it back.
I
was really hoping. I was really hoping they would replace the WWE title with this. I don't care if it says UK.
You know what?
Beautiful.
You know what? Fuck you. I'm gonna buy a motherfucking spinner belt. Fuck
so
you.
cute,
I'm gonna buy one. Oh,
so the next one is the WWE Women's Tag Belt. Okay, so going back, now this is a bit of a contradiction. For some reason, to me, the white strap with the red logo feels better.
Is that the?
But it's
are
still
we
not
talking about
good.
the OG one?
No. This is the one that, like, I'm going to call this Charlotte's belt. Because she held this, like, 13
did you
some
already
odd
put
times.
it in the?
I did.
Yeah.
It's this guy right here, the Uninspired.
I thought those belts were going into
the trash. Yeah.
I mean, I can't argue with it too much, but like I like of all of the copy and paste logos, I like that one the most.
Okay, that's
the
fine.
color
I'll
scheme
give you
about
that.
it to me is a little bit better. Now, what was the SmackDown one like? The blue one? Like, what does the SmackDown title belt look like?
I think it's just the same logo with blue. Yeah.
Like, it's not good.
Blue. No.
I'm gonna hit this up real quick.
Oh, so back to the European title, it was Mideon who threw it in the trash.
Was Mideon?
Yeah, it was Mideon who threw it in the trash.
The women's one is a white strap with a blue logo, and this one's a white strap with a red logo. And I like the red logo more, but neither one of them are really terribly good. Like, they're all kind of lazy.
All those are going into the...
I'm okay with that. You're right. I'm okay with that because it's just lazy. And we got... Well, we don't actually have any more of those, so that's fine.
We have one more. Go back down.
We'll get to that one. So the next one we got is the original WWE Women's belt. This is like Mae Young's title belt. This is Lita's title belt.
That's godly.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so too. I mean, until they split it in half for Lay Cool, like, I thought this belt looked like a real title belt. And then they replaced it with the goddamn Divas belt.
That's Trish's belt.
Yep. Trish's belt.
It is, but I just don't like Trish very much.
Had a good promo on Monday.
Me off. She just turned. But she just turned.
Never a big Trish fan though.
Heel, and
she always
like it.
To me, Trish always fought better wrestlers than herself. You know, she fought Lita, she fought Jacqueline, she fought what the fuck's her name?
She became hotter. Holly. She became hotter because she was a hot MILF before. Now she's a hot MILF who's a bitch.
I mean, she was always a better bitch than a face. I mean, she was a glorious bitch.
She was a super bitch.
She was definitely she was absolutely the top tier heel women's wrestler. Because I mean, Lita really couldn't be heel. Who was it? Ivory was in the right to censor as annoying, but will you put that shit down? She was in the right to censor, which was annoying, but they weren't good at being evil. Like, she was definitely top tier heel. So the next belt I got, I'm not exactly sure which one this is.
That was the
AEW,
the original AEW women's title. Threw it right in the trash.
Yeah, throw that.
They tried to go. They tried to go with a Joshi style belt, and it didn't work at all. I'm glad they went to their current one.
It's not good.
No.
It's
garbage. AEW has some good belts and some not good belts. And this is definitely not a good one. So that one's easy. The next one is the white strap.
Godly.
Intercontinental. Godly? Ooh.
Godly. That's
I'm going to say beautiful
I'm
for
going
sure.
beautiful. Yeah, I'll go beautiful.
Because to
I'll
me,
concede.
the oval one is godly.
no. That's the original one.
No.
That one will always. The original one will always remind me of Ricky Steamboat, Randy Savage at WrestleMania.
I mean, that's fair. But, like, to me, the IC belt is in the 90s and the Attitude Era. And
that shows our age difference. That shows our age difference.
Even in the early 90s when you had, like, Shawn Michaels. Well, I guess Shawn Michaels won the white one.
Yeah.
You know, you had the workhorse belt. All right. So you're saying...
Hold on.
Fair?
Hold on.
That's fair.
Hold on.
Okay. Colin, what do you got?
Hold on. So you want to talk about old wrestling? I was watching that Iron Sheik documentary that was on A&E.
Yeah.
I need to go back and watch that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching the clips and I was like, dude, Sheik was wild, bro.
Sheiky baby.
So good.
Sheiky baby to me was way more entertaining on Twitter than he was in the wrestling. The wrestling was a different thing back then. You know, it's not the high flash entertainment that it is today. It was a whole different story. You saw one show every couple of months, you know, so
we need to go back and watch like an episode of UWF or World Class or something like that. That could be fun.
Ooh, dude, World Class would be
those are a tough watch to me.
Or Wrestling at the Chase or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
anything with Bruiser Brody, I'm down for either because that guy's my spirit animal.
Dude.
Bruiser Brody?
Brody. R.I.P.
So, next up, I didn't announce it for the podcast. We put white IC belt in beautiful ahead of oval Attitude Era Intercontinental belt, also in beautiful, because that's one of my favorite belts. I think I'm just a fan of all the Attitude Era title belts. Definitely a big fan of those. But anyway, the next one we have is the IWGP Intercontinental belt.
That's a beautiful belt.
That is a godly belt.
Okay, I'll give it godly in terms of what it means to history.
You know, actually, no, I take it back. You're right. It is a beautiful belt.
Is that the OG AEW?
No, this is the IWGP Intercontinental title belt. This is New Japan.
Right. That was Shinsuke's belt. That was Naito's belt.
That was Hiroshi Tanahashi.
I loved when Naito did not want to be Intercontinental title, and he could give a fuck. He could give a fuck about this belt. He would pitch it in the ring. He would just throw it off the mat. He would drag it.
He smashed it against the ring post and the ring steps.
Oh, it was brilliant.
He tried to buy groceries with it one time. Like he comes through the grocery lane, and they're like, "Okay, it's whatever money." And he go like, "Is this good?" They didn't take it. Yeah. But I think this belt. I mean, I'm a huge fan of IWGP, but until recently.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
I loved this belt. It got unified with the IWGP World Heavyweight title into, I don't know did they call it differently now? It's a unified belt towards one now.
It's the Undisputed Championship, essentially.
Yeah, it's essentially the Japanese Undisputed Championship, and I do not like that belt very much.
No.
They went backwards in time on that one. But I'm going to put the IWGP Intercontinental title belt in the beautiful line because we're going to get a better one later. So the one I got next is the current WWE Intercontinental Championship. And to be honest with you, I feel like it's uninspired.
Mediocre.
Like,
I think it's pretty cool.
You think it's higher than this?
Yeah, I think it's cool, but it's not great.
You want to put this next to your spinner belt?
No, fuck that. No, get it out of here.
So, I'm going to say, like, it's fine. It's not gross. It's not bad.
It's in between uninspired and mediocre.
Like, right. It's just, like it's not as good as the NXT or the WWE spinner belt. But it's not in the trash.
Can we make another like lazy?
I mean, at that point, hell, we could just change this one to lazy.
Okay.
But if we do that, then
yeah.
I mean, we could put half of these in here. This one, this one, this one. We could put a bunch in that.
We gotta keep it.
I honestly don't know if I want to call it lazy though, because if you look, it's not just the same design, copy and paste it. They could have just made a smaller.
But...
Right, I don't want to call it.
meh. Just call it meh.
Okay, I
it
guess.
Is meh.
Okay,
You're right.
It's meh.
This title belt is probably the epitome of meh. I don't hate it. I don't feel anything for it, which might be the worst case. Like, I can't hate it because it's not ugly, but it doesn't look good either.
Nah, I mean, meh, bro.
I hope they give Walter a better looking belt. Have him go back to the original white strap Intercontinental belt like Cody did and say this is not a toy. This is a real championship belt. This is the workhorse. This is the real fighter belt.
Mm-hmm. Give
me that. They could do so much more with Gunther than they have. I can't believe I called him Walter. I'm sorry, this. Walter.
Give him
anyway,
Gunther.
Get that shit out of here, right in the trash.
Give it to him.
So the next one, I'm not sure how I feel about it, but it's a European title belt.
Mediocre.
Now this belt didn't mean much to anyone other than William Regal.
Thrown in the trash, bro. Throw it in the trash. It got thrown in the trash by Midian, one of my favorites.
No, he threw the. No, you're right. He did.
The European.
You're right.
Yeah, European.
But this was Regal's belt.
In the trash. Why am I echoing?
You're not.
You're not.
Okay. Paranoid.
I mean, it's definitely not beautiful, and it's definitely not better than the spinner belt. But it's better than the Intercontinental title belt.
And D'Lo Brown was a European champion, so.
Right, D'Lo Brown,
Ooh,
William Regal.
D'Lo, come on.
Like,
yeah, don't throw it in the trash, Midian. It's mediocre. I'll give it a mediocre for the history.
Right, like some of my favorite wrestlers that never really got a chance got this belt. And granted, this belt meant less than the Intercontinental title belt.
Bro, S.A. Rios got that title.
Yeah. S.A. Rios' claim to fame, though, is introducing Lita. So, like, that guy's not exactly doing a lot.
Yeah, but he was pretty...
Oh, he was great.
He
was great in the ring.
He didn't fit the Attitude Era.
No, not really. So the next one is the NXT North American Championship. And I like this belt. It's a little bit different design. It's got like a weird, like, large band. And if my younger brother's listening, he's screaming at me right now to put it in the trash. He hates this belt.
I think we need one more category between mediocre and beautiful. It should be great.
Okay.
So that way it's stuff that's good, but it's not just like that upper tier yet.
Okay. So are we reclassing any of these? I think that goes in great.
What was that?
The Attitude Era Intercontinental title belt. I'm going to downgrade the logo belt, the WWE Championship logo belt that you keep lifting up, down to great.
Which is good. It's a good rating. Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Can I move NXT title belt up to great? Sure. Or is that too much?
Garbage ass.
Nah. Still mediocre.
Keep it.
No.
Keep it.
Anyway, so what do we got? We got the North American title.
That's great.
I feel like it's great. Like, yeah, I like great. It. I like it more than all those, actually.
Lot. Yeah, that's rad. I'm good with that.
It's not too flashy for being the mid-card belt. It's a little bit different design with it being like a weird, like, tall band. Or maybe the plate's too small. I don't know. Nick, if you're going to listen to this, put a comment on the video and tell me if it's the band's too big or the plate's too small. But I like the belt. I like the design of it. I like the people that won it. Like, we had Adam Cole won it. Ricochet had it, didn't he? I think Ricochet won it for a while.
Yeah, I think he did.
Keith Lee had it. Loved it. Hell, I think Solo Sikoa had it for like a hot second.
It's NXT's Intercontinental title.
Yeah. Absolutely loved it. We lost Colin. Where'd he go?
Not sure.
Well, I don't think he knows anything about New Japan, so we'll move on a little bit without him here. We got the IWGP United States title belt.
It's great.
I think it's great. Like, it's definitely not up there with the IC belts.
No.
But I think it's better than the North American belt.
It's a good contrast to the other belts in New Japan as well.
It is. It's weird because I think they nailed the difference between a Japanese title belt and a United States title belt. And somehow mesh the two a little bit.
And the people that held it so far, like Mox had a good run with it. Kenny Omega's had now like 2 good runs with it.
Yeah, didn't
Will Ospreay?
Who did Juice Robinson win it?
I think for a hot minute. Mox he lost
Rock to Mox. Hard Juice Robinson.
Oh, I am loving the Bullet Club Gold, the Bang Bang Gang.
I'm fucking loving it. I love that belt though. I just hope New Japan's like US based shows.
Juice Robinson is so tight.
Dude, yes. Rock hard Juice Robinson. Did you ever see CJ Parker in NXT?
Yeah.
Did you ever see his last match against Kevin Owens? At NXT Arrival?
I think
it was Kevin Owens' first match.
Yeah, I think he squashed him.
Kevin Owens powerbombed the career out of this guy because he broke his nose. There was a little bit of receipt on that one, I felt like.
Didn't know that Juice Robinson's married to Toni Storm.
I didn't know that. So the next one, we got a couple of United States title belts in a row. We got the IWGP one we just did, which looks great. If you haven't seen a red strap, gold plate with the red, white, and blue in the middle.
Beautiful. Great.
The next one we have is the WWE United States title. Not the current one. The current one looks okay, but this is the one before that.
The original spinner.
No, not that one.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys can see it. This one right here. I'm gonna drop it great for right now.
That is the OG.
That's the original
spinner. He won that.
That's
before.
the OG WWE United States one. Did WCW have this one, or they had a different belt? I think they had a different design, and then this is WWE's version of that belt. Because this goes back to the mid 2000s with SmackDown era, so it goes back a while. But I like the design. A little too much color again. But it's not bad. I'd say it's a good belt. What do you think, Colin?
Yeah, in World Championship Wrestling, that's where it started at NWA.
It did. Yeah, Lex Luger, Ric Flair, they all had it.
Nikita Koloff.
Right.
Yeah.
WCW.
And the WCW had it, and it was DDP. I think Kurt Hennig had it for a little while.
Steve Austin.
Steve Austin. Bunch of guys had it there.
Matt Hardy had it.
They brought it then to WWE in the early-ish 2000s. This is when they did the brand split. Yeah. They had it there, and I think that was what they debuted with. But Batch, how do you feel? Great, beautiful, mediocre.
It's great.
Great where it's at.
Yep.
I like it. Now we have this abomination.
Yes, trash.
The WWE United States John Cena spinner belt. I greatly hate this.
Yeah,
I hate it. Just says US. I hate that it spins.
Like a pizza.
It looks bad.
It's awful.
Like, at least with the WWE title belt one, at least it had. I guess it does say champ on it instead of champion. I don't know.
But do you know how hot? Do you know how hot he was? That's why they gave him his own belt.
I mean, I guess it paid off for him in the end. But I greatly dislike it.
Yeah,
So now we got a couple of tag team title belts. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in a row of tag teams. We're going all over the place. Okay. The first ones we got is the old WWE tag team title belts. They are... I don't think any of these tag belts look great.
But for what it represents during that era, I would put it under beautiful.
You think it's that high? You think it's above these?
Yep. That was the Hart Foundation. That was the British Bulldogs. That was all those guys.
Yeah. We're talking Hardys. We're talking APA. We're talking Edge and Christian, Dudley Boys. They all had all those. But, highest I would have put it as great. maybe above the U.S. title belt. This belt looks like an afterthought. And that was when tag team wrestling was good.
Yeah, and that's why the belt should be super ranked high.
It should look better than it does. Because of the caliber of wrestling they had going for it. Either these guys should not have been that good, or the belt should have been better for them because of it.
Tito Santana and Rick Martel held those titles, sir.
Oh, it's not helping your case. All right, fine. They're beautiful. But the rest of these are not.
They are.
The rest of these are going into or trash. We got the Raw tag team title belts.
Those are meh.
The OGs? Yeah. Are those the OGs?
SmackDown title belts. So they're a little bit different shape, but they love their colors. We got the Raw tag team title belts are your traditional, wrestling belt shape. A little ovalish. It's got tag team champions. It's got a red globe.
Love them.
So
those
that lets you know
favorites.
This is on Raw. And then for the tag team one, a little bit more reminiscent of the old one, a little downward slope on the sides, but it's got blue champion. That lets you know this is a SmackDown belt, because I don't know if we'd have figured that shit out without them. But these both just feel like they took the best parts of the old belt and just split it in half. Like, they feel like shit.
I like those belts.
Well, who was your favorite Raw tag team champions? If you say Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch, I'm quitting the show right now.
I would never.
And you know what? I'm already calling out what my brother's going to say. My younger brother was a big fan of shit tag teams in that era, and he's going to say the Highlanders for the... Actually, I don't know if they ever won it.
Ooh.
I hated the Highlanders. I loved Crime Time. The most racist tag team they ever did. But they were so much fun. Favorite.
They were so tight, dude.
Yo. They totally... Papa Rolly and check your Fody. Fuck, I said that backwards.
Didn't they scrub?
Papa Fody and check your Rolly.
Did they scrub Prime Time? Because
honestly, I hope so. That shit was racist.
I don't.
It was fun because those guys looked like fun, but that shit was racist.
No, it was hella racist. Hella. But it was, not funny. It was fun. They were hella fun.
I had fun watching it. But,
yes,
I could see how people don't like it.
But it was racist as fuck.
So, also, okay, going doubling down, who's your favorite tag or SmackDown tag team champions? And I swear to God, if you say Deuce and Domino, I am quitting the podcast.
London and Kendrick?
That's the only answer.
Ooh, yeah.
Maybe Eminem? Maybe?
Yeah. I was about to say Eminem.
That ladder match, was tremendous.
Armageddon? That was gross. Have you ever seen it, Colin? The ladder match against the Hardy Boys at Armageddon? Eminem versus the Hardy Boys? That was where Joey Mercury got his face smashed in half.
Just
wait, then I might have.
It was a seesaw spot. So they had one ladder laying on the mat open, and they had another one in between it to make like a seesaw. And then Matt held Eminem over one end of it, and Jeff jumped over and hit the other side of it to where it matched up. And it hit Johnny Nitro in the hands like it's supposed to, and it went right through the hands of Joey Mercury and hit him right square in the forehead. And just right down the middle, split his face in half. It was
I'm looking it up
brutal.
Right now.
Speaking of Johnny Nitro, did you guys see the fight? John Hennigan versus Harley from
Epic Mealtime versus the Sauce Boss?
Yeah, he beat the shit out of him.
What are you talking about? A professional athlete beat up the Sauce Boss? Are you kidding me? That was shocking. No, yeah, he kind of worked him. And to me, though, it looked like a Brawl for All fight.
Oh, it did. Yeah, totally.
It looked clunky.
All right, so Unforgiven 2008.
Was it Unforgiven? Damn, I thought it was Armageddon.
Oh, well, if it's Armageddon, I'll look for it tonight when I go.
I mean, it could be Unforgiven. That's one of the two.
It's so bad.
All you got to do is look for Joey Mercury in an injury, and you're going to see it. Because it ended his career.
Yeah.
He was gone for over a year, and then he barely wrestled and then quit. After that, he had to quit.
Damn.
Because he lost, damn near all of the sight in one of his eyes. permanently. Like, it was bad.
Damn.
Well, he's got a job. He's got a job for life now as an agent in WWE. So
yeah, he's a backstage guy in WWE.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, London Kendrick, that's got to be the answers. But even then, they were champs for over a year, and that still was just uninspiring. Because nobody cared about tag team wrestling at that point. WWE didn't care.
They still don't.
they kind of still don't. Speaking of WWE and tag teams, so the next belt is still not the current, but the previous, the gold, not even gold, the bronze penny tag team belts. I'm going to go with mediocre on these. Like,
I like them.
Yeah.
It's a good design, even though it doesn't make much sense with the gladiator helmets, but, whatever. It's a good design. It definitely showed your position on the card. You are the bronze medal champion.
Right.
But I don't know. Like, I didn't hate it at all. I think it's mediocre.
I'll go for mediocre. That's fine.
You like that? Okay.
We can do that. Yeah, we can do that.
Ash, how do you feel?
That's good.
Good? Okay.
Yep, good.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it, it looks like one of those like smashed pennies you get at the zoo.
Mm.
I don't know if do they have those in Canada?
Yeah, I say those. I know what you're talking about.
I don't know anything about Canada, unfortunately. They got hockey and Trish Stratus up there.
I'm pretty sure they have there too.
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure they have coins up there too.
Smash pennies? To me, I haven't been much farther than St. Louis for most of my life.
It looks like a giant loony.
I don't know.
Is it like?
I don't know if that's a thing everywhere.
What do you have coins up there? Or is it all paper money?
No, we got $1 coins and $2 coins. And then
$2 coin.
You don't have
quarters, nickels, and dimes.
But you have
But do they do the smash penny thing like?
Yeah. Well, I guess more
like souvenirs.
More like smash nickels, because again, we don't have pennies anymore. So.
Oh, so
you
smart.
got rid of pennies? Damn.
God, Canada's so smart. They're fucking winning this game.
I know.
And they do that like all over the place in St. Louis. Science Center, the zoo, all those places. You put in like $3 and a penny, and it'll smash it into a design. It's dumb. But anyway, so that's what this belt looks like. It looks like you dropped $1 in the machine at the zoo, and you got a nice little WWE Tag Team title belt. It looks okay. Now the next one is the NXT Tag Team title belts, and
that's a beautiful belt, sir.
You think so?
Oh yes, for what it means to history. Yeah. That was Seth Rollins' belt when NXT started.
No. This is tag team title belts. This is not the.
I thought it was the world
title. No.
Tags. I'm just trying to think of the tag teams.
Belt. I don't like it. I like every other tag belt more than this.
I bump it up to mediocre.
You just don't like tag team titles.
I do though.
You don't.
I do. I love tag team titles. I just don't like these tag team titles. And we got the ROH ones next, and it's better.
Those are the
I don't know, something about the NXT one though. It's the color difference, the way it's designed on the belt. It's a step up from the original one. The original one was just kind of just the letters NXT, and I think it said tag team on it. Like they pumped those out real quick. Not very good. These though look a little bit more intricate, but to me they still just look very uninspiring. Like these, the only thing I can think of, and I don't even know if they had these, are Dash and Dawson.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how many other tag teams were really good in NXT? They had the Ascension.
American Alpha.
Dude,
American Alpha was tight. They didn't have those belts for very long.
No.
But yeah, Ascension. I absolutely love the Ascension. And then when they came into the main roster and got annihilated. And it was terrible. But they had the original tag team title belts, which were a lot less designed than this. I don't know, you want to put those higher, or are they fine where it's at?
That's okay. Mediocre. Mediocre.
Okay. So how do you feel about the ROH tag team belts then?
Great.
Great?
Those are great. That's Jay Briscoe's belt. That will always be Jay Briscoe's belt. I was in
Keep
Toronto.
Talking. I'll be right back.
I was in Toronto. I saw Generico and Steen versus the Briscoes tear the roof down over those.
Yeah, I could see that.
Briscoes versus the Kings of Wrestling was fantastic as well, and just that classic design.
Who was the other one? Was Claudio Castagnoli and who?
Chris Hero.
Chris Hero. That's right. I knew that.
Kings of Wrestling.
So, I mean, ROH belts have a distinct look to them, and I'm really disappointed that this doesn't have the original ROH World Title belt because I love that belt for some reason.
Yeah, they've never been used as props. They always have meaning whenever it does change hands.
Yeah. But the new one is not good. The new ROH World Title belt is not good. It doesn't have that same... Like, the old one looked like it had been around for a while, and I guess it had been.
Yeah.
You know, like, ROH started, the early 2000s?
Yeah, I like to refer to it as the second generation belt, because there was the OG ones, and then that was the HD Nets and all that era, the Jim Cornette era of Ring of Honor. And that one... So I think technically the current one is the fourth. But...
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like the current one. Not a fan of it. Oh boy, we lost Colin.
Let's keep going.
What is the next one? Is AEW's Tag Team Champion?
It's all right. It's fine. I'd put that as mediocre.
Yeah. I mean, I like it more than the Smash Penny belt.
Mm-hmm. I think it's better.
But, you know, it tells you what it needs to tell you. It's the right size and shape and the World Tag Team Champion on it. You know, it's okay. It's okay. Excuse me. So, we're going to skip the women's tag team belt because I feel like Colin's going to have words on that one.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about the Cruiserweight title belt? The WWE Cruiserweight purple one? Like, I'm feeling mediocre because they tried something different. It's a big logo again, but it's not that big a logo. And it's purple and it's a different shape, different design. It's not just a copy and paste look again.
I just wish the era meant more for the belt.
You know, you're right. That's got to come down a little bit then because of that. Like, they had the Cruiserweight Classic, and I loved it. TJ Perkins, baby. I loved.
We didn't get enough storylines with the Cruiserweights on 205 Live for it to mean anything.
Okay, so 205 Live was dead before it started.
Yeah.
I liked the idea of them having the tournament every year. They should have done the tournament every year. And then when they debuted the belt right before the finals, this is going to be what you're fighting for. What was it? Grand Metalik and TJ Perkins?
TJ Perkins, yeah.
And
Rich Swann.
He fought it.
Yeah.
I'm talking like he came out ahead and he looked like a real champion. You know, he's beaten up and they hand him this belt and he holds it. It looked great. It was a great spot for him. And then the second they put these guys on SmackDown or Raw or whatever it was, I think it was SmackDown, it was hot trash.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think they should have kind of stolen the idea for cruiserweights that WCW did, is have like the first one or two matches every week be cruiserweight matches to pop the crowd.
Yep.
And just let them go buck wild. Like, you didn't need a ton of them. They got a ton of cruiserweights, which way too many. Because you know they weren't letting them fight anything else.
No.
Unless, I don't know, what you fed like 5 or 6 of them to Braun Strowman to make him look big. I mean, that was dumb. It could have been way better than it was. I mean, I guess you could say that about wrestling as a whole. You know, that could be the name of this podcast. It could have been way better than it was.
I mean, even like when they made Enzo like cruiserweight champ, that actually had potential to be something.
Yeah, I think that was a mistake. That was a big mistake to me. I liked Enzo. Man, I really liked Enzo. But they always portrayed him as the face in peril.
Yeah.
To where he couldn't believably beat anyone the way they booked him. Which is fine. If they'd have just had him be the barking dog around Big Cass, like a manager, and where he would just run his mouth at somebody until they wanted to kill him, and then Big Cass fights the guy, that could have carried both of them for years, and I would have loved it.
That ended way too soon.
The way he ran off at the mouth was one. He got the crowd going buck wild, and then Big Cass, all he did was put his finger up in the air. My hand is over 7 feet tall. Mm-hmm. And that was fine because that guy was limited.
I think AEW's been good for him to try and pick guys' brains like Big Show and all that behind the scenes.
I mean, he wrestles tall, very Kevin Nash-like style, which is good because that's really all he had. But I just didn't ever want him on the mic, which is fine. He had Enzo for that. And that combination could have carried the both of them for a long time. And boy, did they not want that to happen, I guess.
Just keep him in the firm with Stokely. Stokely can be the mouthpiece.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, no, that would work a lot. AEW, if you're listening, make it happen.
It already has been.
And if you are listening, sponsor us.
Next belt.
Oh, goddamn. Next belt. We're going back to the women's belt. So it's a white strap belt with like a gold ring and then more like diamond-like color. It's an okay design, I guess. Like at best, it's okay at best. But like, if we're going into lineage, taking a factor here, they've done dick all with these title belts.
Nothing at all.
Fucking nothing. You didn't even defend them at WrestleMania, WWE. You could have just freebird ruled it and said this was for the title.
I'm surprised they didn't.
And then that would have raised the stakes. And they didn't. I think this belt, it's not garbage, but just barely. How do you feel?
I agree.
You agree? Yeah, these belts, they could have been better. Hell, I mean, you could just give them to Dakota Kai and Io Shirai. I'm going to fucking say her name right. I know somebody fucked it up, and they just went with it for forever now. But her name is goddamn Io Shirai. It's not that hard. And just let them go buck wild. Let them fight somebody every other week. Who cares? Schmandom tag teams. Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. Chelsea? Doesn't matter. Smash 2 women together and let them fight the champs every other week. And let them just go buck wild for 15 minutes.
Well, I think that's the problem because there's no real tag teams in the women's division.
No, there's not. And this could be your Schmandom tag team title belt, which is fine. You could do that. But just let them do it then. There's no point in having these belts and never doing anything at all. What is the fucking point of doing that? You spent money on these things. They're not free. Like, they're kind of expensive from what I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Let them do it. Show them on TV. Maybe some kid will want to buy one. I mean, it's in your interest, WWE, to make some money. Let them do it. All right, what do we got left? About 10 belts?
Yep.
The last couple are going to be real damn easy, in my opinion. But the next one we got is the WCW World Cruiserweight Champion. Now, this is way better than the purple one.
Yes.
But this is your Dean Malenko belt. This is your Chris Jericho, your Rey Mysterio, your Eddie Guerrero. These are
Ultimo Dragon.
Greats. Ultimo Dragon held fucking Ultimo Dragon probably held the Divas belt at one point or another.
I'd say great.
But have you seen that picture?
Yeah.
With the Ultimo Dragon just absolutely covered in belts. Like, I'm sure the Diva one's in there too.
He was the first.
This belt is great.
Yep.
It's probably above the US belt. Like, when they say cruiserweight though, this was definitely a miniature title belt though.
That's the vanilla midget belt.
Like, it is not a big one. Like, what other... I think they're tag team belts, which they don't have the WCW tag team belts on here. I want to say those are really small, too, because I remember Kevin Nash and Scott Hall having them, and they just looked like a regular belt on these guys. They look so small compared to these big guys. So the next one here might be a little divisive, I think. We have the WWE Undisputed title belt. Now, this guy, it was a larger belt. This is your Brock Lesnar belt. I don't dislike it. But the two belts that they smashed together to make this, that they unified, I think are better than this belt.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Now, my brothers both love this belt. So I'm sure I'm going to catch hate from this. And I always know when Colin puts these episodes live because I'll get texts from them both. Like, my older brother just sent me a text out of blue saying, I don't hate everything. Like, okay? What do you mean? Because you said on your podcast that I hate everything. I'm like, well, that's just for the bit.
And thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Dan, good on you. Shout outs to our listeners. But I like this belt, but I feel like it's great.
It's great.
You feel the same?
Yeah,
like, do you think it's above any of these or lower?
I'd say it's right where it needs to be.
Right where it needs to be. So we're putting it above the current WWE title belt, but below the North American title belt.
Yes.
I like the belt fine, but I don't think it's that good. Speaking of not good, I'm going to skip the TNT one, but we're going to the 24/7 belt.
TNT, just put it in man.
You think it's that high?
Yeah.
I hate the way this belt looks.
That's Brody Lee's belt, man.
I know, but I don't like this belt. It clashes hard. It's a big red strap with like shiny chrome on it.
I like it changes depending whoever's champion. It doesn't completely change the design of it, but the colors change.
I mean, maybe it's just this version of it I don't like.
Yeah.
But I don't like this belt. Speaking of don't like this belt, how do you feel about the 24/7 belt? I think we even touched about this like last week.
Toss it in the trash.
Toss it in the trash. I'm going to ask Colin right when he comes back.
Sorry about that.
Colin, how do you feel about the 24/7 title belt?
Throw that shit in the fucking trash, bro. Get it out of here.
God, I cannot state enough how lazy this belt design is. Like, I'm really shocked it wasn't just a WWE title belt on a green strap with like a post-it note of 24/7 stuck on top. But
right,
so much missed opportunity with that belt.
Oh, it should have been more akin to the IWGP, or I'm sorry, New Japan Never Openweight belt.
Or
like this is a fighter belt. I don't care how big or small you are. This is a fighting belt.
Or the DDT Iron Man belt. That's what a 24/7 belt is.
Yeah, it could have been. I mean, it would have also taken a lot better design than this to get over. As soon as Mick Foley revealed this, everyone goes, oh, look at this piece of shit. Like, it looks terrible. I couldn't even believe Mick Foley could get it over.
Garbage.
That had to be a rib on Mick.
Garbage.
It had to have been.
Oh, poor Mick.
All right, so I'm not even going to ask. This is the scratch title belt. That's going right in the trash.
That's going in the trash.
I fucking hate this thing. Like, it's fucking awful. Like, The Rock had this belt for no reason. Anyway, so it's the older style kind of scratch WWE logo. Like, post Attitude Era, pre PG, roughly. I don't know. It is fucking bad. They quickly, I mean, it didn't even last long. It was a couple of years. They quickly got rid of this and got their current belt. Because they got a new logo, so like, of course they got a new belt. But that's fine. In the garbage it goes. The next one is the AEW World Heavyweight Champion. I love this belt.
That's a beautiful belt.
Honestly,
it is.
I think it might be higher.
Godly?
I think so. I don't really like AEW all that much, but the design of this belt looks like something you want to fight for.
The belt has always been booked strong.
Like, I think this belt looks like your title belt should look. This thing looks prestigious. It somehow looks old, even though it's only been around for like 5 years at most. It looks akin to the NWA and the, like, even like the Winged Eagle belt, which shockingly is not really on this list, not the real one anyway. It has that prestige to it while somehow also looking a little modern. And I think it's one of the best design belts in the last decade.
What's that next one? That next one looks hard. Fuck.
The next one is my favorite belt until
That is godly.
Yeah, 100%. This is probably even above the Globe belt. This is the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. It was the best belt in wrestling.
And I've seen it. I've actually seen that belt up close when AJ Styles was in Toronto for Ring of Honor. It is fucking gorgeous up front.
Like, it's one of the most beautiful belts I've ever seen. This thing does have that prestige. It does have that Antonio Inoki old lineage to it. And they got rid of it for this ridiculous looking belt. It looks very Power Rangers now.
Yeah.
Because they unified it and the Intercontinental belt into not a great belt. And I really hope somebody brings this one back. Sonata just won it from Kazuchika Okada. Maybe he'll bring it back. I kind of doubt it. But one can hope.
It was rumored that Okada wanted to bring it back.
Oh, God, dude. Okada should have. Like, granted, this thing was fucking glued to the waist of Okada for years.
Yeah.
And that's fine, because Okada can pull a good match out of even me. He absolutely should have brought it back. But he didn't, unfortunately. He'll win it back. He'll win the G1 Climax next year, and he'll fucking win it back at Wrestle Kingdom. You just wait. Okada's quickly becoming like the new John Cena, or the Japanese John Cena. I win, lol.
No, Tanahashi was Japanese John Cena.
He was, but he's not anymore.
Japanese John Cena.
Like, he's not anymore. Okada is by far the new ace in New Japan. And which is fine. I think he's a better wrestler than Tanahashi. I like Tanahashi. He definitely brings a great crowd reaction. But goddamn, dude, the matches out of Okada are unparalleled. Absolutely wonderful. And that goes to show with this belt. He looked great with that belt. He had a lineage, a prestige to him. And the next belt, it's not the worst belt I've ever seen. The TNA World Heavyweight Champion. It's not even the current one, is it? I don't even know what their current belt looks like. And it's not the Jeff Hardy one.
TNA?
I mean, the last... it's Impact now, officially.
Impact, yeah. It's not that one.
And the last person I heard that held their belt was Rich Swann, which I don't think he's their champ anymore.
Steve Macklin won it at the most recent event because Josh Alexander had to give it up for shoulder surgery. Which is a shame, because he was actually killing it with that belt. He was having good match after good match.
I'm way out of date then. But I mean, their belt is fine. To me, this looks very WCW United States title. Like, it just has that look to it.
It's meh.
I'm agreeing. But I also think it's better than most of these.
You know what's not on this list is the 10 pounds of gold.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, this list is not complete by any means. We'll go right to it next, but we have the White Strap Wing Eagle, which I think is beautiful.
Godly.
You think godly? I don't think the White Strap one is godly.
Well, just that belt in general. Let's say that's
okay.
White. I like the white. The white goes hard, bro.
We're gonna put the asterisk over it. We're talking about the black belt.
Yeah.
But the Bret Hart Wing Eagle title belt, it's probably their most iconic belt ever, right? Like,
it was Hogan's, it was Warriors, it was Bret's, it was...
Yeah. All like, hell, this was Diesel's belt. For a year. Oh, boy. It was a rough time in 95. But, it's not I personally like the Globe one better, but I get it, though. Like, this belt is way more prestigious, way more recognizable, I think. But not the white belt one. I don't like the white strap one. What was that, like, Warrior had it when it was, or was it, like... Yeah. I want to say he had, like, a powder blue one, too. Like, it kept changing. Like, was it like a mood ring for him? He'd put it on and tell you what he's feeling?
The front patches, all the gold parts were Velcro. He would just rip them off and put them on different belts.
Swap, all kinds of shit. But I remember there was quite a few different strap colors during that era. Like, they would change all the time. But I seem to remember him running to the ring with, like, a powder blue strap Winged Eagle belt. And I'm like, that's gross. Oh, you know what? I'm a little offended we didn't say Shawn Michaels for this belt. But that's neither here nor there.
Fuck Shawn
So we're going to
Michaels.
save, in my opinion, the worst for last. Shawn Michaels is the greatest of all time. How dare you? So we got the ROH World Championship. I'm ignoring this guy now, you motherfucker, you. This is not my favorite ROH belt.
No, I like the older school ones.
Yeah, that's not on here. How did they not have this on here? But
that's flashy as fuck.
It's a little too flashy in my opinion. But like I don't say it's meh. Like this is mediocre.
It's mediocre. I'd put it mediocre.
Yeah, it's mediocre. Yeah? It looks pretty.
You got a spot for. I'm gonna put it right underneath the European title. Like we don't have the current United States title belt, which has grown on me a little bit. Like it's a little. It looks like a Super Bowl ring.
You talking about the Austin Theory one?
Yeah, the Austin Theory one. It's okay. Like it's not on this list, unfortunately, but it's okay. But we got.
I mean, it's okay.
Right. I would have liked this to have a more complete, especially for the modern belts. Like you didn't have all the modern belts. Maybe this is an old list. I don't know. I didn't do much research. Shocking.
I mean,
excuse me. God, I'm fucking dying.
That one's godly. This last belt,
get it the fuck out of here. I hate it, but I'm supposed to hate it, which has got to make it great, right? This is the Daniel Bryan.
It's great. It's great.
Please recycle the wooden Velcro title belt.
Hold on. Okay. In between meh and mediocre, make another line that just says yes.
Yes. Bravo.
Yes.
Amateurs.
Yep. Yes.
How many
That's
can
the
I put in
title
here?
of this week's episode too. Yes.
That's enough. Like I only would say this stays out of the trash because you were supposed to hate it. Like, because it was such a heel move. Like, how fucking dare you tell me to recycle and watch my carbon footprint, you motherfucker. But, like, he replaced the WWE title, which was a belt I didn't like to begin with a belt I liked even worse. And, of course, it has to be the same goddamn design.
Though,
that was him.
It was Vince. That was Vince. And fucking
I mean, I'm sure he signed off on it, but it was all part of his character, which is why I can let it slide when it's a heel maneuver. I mean, do you remember when he revealed this and the fucking boos he got? Like, that is a heel response right there. Like, he was really good at drawing heat because he never... Well, that's not true. He had been a heel before, but he hadn't really drawn the heat that he did there. By telling us to recycle it.
Right now. I'll tell you right now.
That's true. Right now. I'm talking like WWE. He had turned heel with AJ Lee and there was somebody else. I don't remember who it was.
I know who you're talking about. That's
like they had like a little group.
Like super fast.
And I don't know. I thought he was mediocre. The heel. He did the no instead of the yes, and then the no chant got over. So, but boy, when he turned heel to be the champion of the planet, like he was drawing good heel heat at that point.
Who's drawing the most heat ever in the span of wrestling?
Shawn Michaels.
What character? Shawn Michaels?
I want to say Shawn Michaels because the big or okay, I'm thinking of two different times, and this could be an episode all by itself. But the first two things that come to mind is one, Shawn Michaels during 2005 with his feud with Hogan when he was in, I think it was Toronto. Hell, you might have been there, Batch. Where he's talking, he was talking shit on Canada and starts singing the worst "Oh Canada," and then Bret Hart's music hits. And granted, he ain't been in WWE in years and years and years, and the place erupted like Jesus just came back. And then when they slowly realized he's not coming out, and Shawn started to laugh in the ring and says, "Canada, who's your daddy?" the boos were deafening. Like, he probably heard it from your house.
Biggest heat I've ever heard. Bubba Ray Dudley, Heat Wave 99. That promo, which you can't say today.
No. That was a different time.
But ECW one?
Oh, yeah.
The Dudley Boys in ECW were riot starters. I want to say, though, the best heel... I mean, other than, like, Vicky Guerrero is a solid heel heat draw. I mean, we booed the shit out of her when she came to St. Louis. But I'm going to say the loudest boos I think I've ever heard was The Rock Show. Yes. When he was in Sacramento. Do you remember this, Colin?
Yeah, I remember exactly.
He started singing Sacramento, "No, I Won't Stay," but I'll be sure to come back when the Lakers beat the Kings in May. And, oh my God, the reaction he got was, probably one of the strongest reactions he's ever gotten. And that's saying a lot for The Rock.
He was Hollywood Rock. That's what it was. He was Hollywood Rock.
I mean, he got to be heel Rock again, and he was way better than the last time he was a heel. Oh, it was wonderful. So how do you feel overall? This is the list. We have Godly. We got 7 title belts in there, ranging from the big gold belt to the IWGP, the Winged Eagle, and ECW. We have 4 in the Beautiful, the WWE Tag Team title belts. Actually, I'm sorry, the WWF Tag Team title belts. The White Strap Intercontinental, the IWGP, the UK title belt. Oh.
Excuse me, sir. You can't say WWF anymore.
I didn't say World Wildlife Federation. Oh, you know what? At that point, at least they would acknowledge us. WWE, acknowledge me.
Acknowledge me.
We got a bunch of belts in the great, because there's been a lot of great belts. Anywhere from the North American NXT to the IWGP US, Intercontinental title belts, ROH tag belts. Hell, even the WCW Cruiserweight belt is in there, because we think it looks good. Quite a few in the mediocres. Fuck that spinner belt. I don't care what you say, Colin. We got a Smash. How does it feel to have one of your favorite title belts in the same category as the Smash Penny belt?
Fine, I'm okay with that. I like that belt.
We got only one belt in the yes category.
Yes.
For a reason. Couple in the man. These are belts you just don't have feelings. You were gone for this part, Colin, but how do you feel about the TNT Championship?
It's pretty, but it deserves to be in there. There's it doesn't matter. I feel like it does not matter.
For one, I think AEW has way too many title belts.
See, but
what's not on here?
Well, it looks like we're about to get a brand split.
Didn't the TNT belts start in WCW though?
No.
Or am I thinking
of something? They had a television title, which isn't on here.
Okay.
Okay. I already forgot what I was going to say. What's the one? Mid-Atlantic something AEW. Yeah. So is that the title?
Mid-Atlantic is their TV title essentially. TNT would be their US, and then you got your worlds. So there's.
Oh yeah, the Mid-Atlantic one's not on here either.
Yeah.
So this list is far from complete. But I don't know, something about I was telling Batch about the TNT Championship belt, and maybe it's just this design of it. I don't like the way it looks. The colors look awful together. Not a fan. But if this is their European title, essentially,
yeah,
I'm not a fan of it. Or you missed the women's tag team belts. What do you think about those?
Where'd you guys rank them?
We put them in meh because they've done absolutely dick all. The belt design, I think, is okay. But, if you're not even going to do anything with them... Yeah, those are the current ones.
Yeah, trash. Mess.
Who just won it? Liv Morgan and...
Jacqueline.
No, what's her name? Something Gonzalez.
Raquel
Gonzalez, thank you. Or is it...
Raquel Gonzalez.
Is it Gonzalez? I feel like it changed. Whatever, Raquel. Rodriguez. Is that her name now?
Rodriguez? I don't know.
She used to be Raquel Gonzalez. And then they just changed it. But anyway, her whole character is she has a strong back, so whatever. with them being the tag team champions, maybe they'll do something, but I kind of doubt it. So we got a ton of tag team belts in the man category. And then toss it in the trash. Not too many, but you know which ones they are. The copy and paste WWE title belts, a spinner belt. The U.S. spinner belt, 24/7 belt.
Spinner belt. Excuse me.
It is the U.S. spinner belt, not the WWE title. But that's not helping this case. Like, if they had a few other belts on this list, I think we'd have had a lot more in the trash, too. Like, there have been there's a YouTube video that's like the 10 worst belts. And some of these, I mean, a lot of them are old belts, like old 80s, 70s, 80s belts.
Well, you can't gauge those.
I mean, yes, you're right. But, like, on the other hand, like, even then, the designs were fucking awful. Like, one of them, I don't remember which one it was, but it was, first of all, it looked like a toy. It was really, really small. But it had a really big, like, crown sticking off the top. To where if you'd have bent over to tie your shoes, this thing would have given you a bypass surgery.
Oh, this just in breaking news at time of recording. Wardlow has won the TNT Championship from Powerhouse Hobbs.
Oh.
Hi.
God, Wardlow. Jesus, that guy's strong.
Dude, Wardlow is big.
So that is all the belts.
For 2 hours?
Well, we started at like 8:30.
That is.
I got an hour 21 on the recording, so.
Hour and 21, yeah. So I think that's enough talking about title belts. What are we going to do next week?
I don't know. What do you guys want to do next week?
We'll
keep it a mystery.
Figure something out.
Let's keep it a mystery, but I got to get a couple ideas.
We'll keep it a mystery, so you got to come back next week to check us out. But,
dude, yeah,
I'm going to wrap it up. Be sure to watch us on YouTube. We're putting the video up here so you can see our ridiculous faces. Mm-hmm. And this is also going up on your podcast sites. So if you can't see us, you can at least hear my bad voice and hear us talking shit about wrestling belts. What do you guys got to plug? Colin, what's your podcast called?
You can find me on podcast every Thursday. Anywhere you can find me on. Yeah. You can find me on Twitter. You can find on Instagram. Shit.
You're cutting out, bud.
That's really about it. You can find me.
Hang on. Colin, hang on.
What?
You're cutting out in and out. Try that again.
All right, is that better?
Better. All right, Colin, where can we find you at?
All right, you can find me every Thursday, Trash Panda Podcast, and on Twitter, and yes.
Batch, where we find your stuff at?
You can find me on WebTales, the Spider-Man podcast, every Tuesday, and on the Pop 4D Network. We also on the To Be Tuesday podcast on the Super Network, and subscribe to Pop 4D on the YouTubes and the socials.
Yeah, we're going to be on, Trash Panda Podcast is going to be on To Be Tuesdays tomorrow. We're recording again.
The sky is blue and all the leaves are green. There's a hint.
Stop, dude. I don't want to sing. I'm not singing, bro. Singing.
Oh, we're all going to be singing.
God's going to be singing. Cool.
Well, hell, check us out. We're on YouTube. We're on wherever you find your podcasts. We are WJWTAW.
We're also on Twitter.
We're also on Twitter?
Mm-hmm.
How do you find that?
Yeah.
Twitter.
Also
what's the handle?
Twitter. At the call letters.
The call letters?
Yeah. What do you call this podcast? WJW?
TAW.
Yeah. TAW.
Well, I'm going to close it out. We are WJWTAW. I am Mr. Mediocre. He is Colin. He is Batch. And we just wanted to talk about wrestling. Good night.